Did you know Amsterdam has more canals than Venice? Over 100 kilometers of them, to be exact. And guess what? We're starting our adventure where it all begins, at the heart of Amsterdam's canals. This is Amsterdam, a city that's equal parts charm, history, and a little bit of quirk. Stick around, because today we're exploring this city in the best way possible. By boat, by foot, and maybe by a little imagination too. Hi fellow travelers, and welcome to Amsterdam. Now, let me get this straight. Because the best way to explore Amsterdam is by starting with its iconic canals. We hopped onto a canal cruise at Oude Turfmarkt. And if I butchered that, let me know in the comment. Our boat captain? Well, what can I say? He is an absolute legend. Not only could he maneuver through tight spaces like a pro, but he also knew everything. Did you know these canals date back to the 17th century? Well, they were basically Amsterdam's version of highways, back when cars weren't a thing. At one point, the boat got so close to the edge that I swear my husband almost dropped his phone trying to capture the shot. Classic, right? But don't worry, the iPhone survived, and so did we. During this tour, we will sail past some amazing spots and, there are just too many, so I will indicate the important landmarks by writing their names at the bottom left corner of your screen. We will sail past the replica of the VOC Amsterdam ship, where you feel like a pirate for a second, the futuristic NEMO Science Museum, and my personal favorite, the dancing houses. There's just too much to see here, and one video simply isn't enough. But since we're cruising through history, let's talk about how Amsterdam came to be. All of this, these canals, the iconic houses, and even the bustling vibe, well, they wouldn't exist without Amsterdam's unique history. This is the NEMO Science Museum, and the building itself is shaped like a ship's bow, rising out of the water. This replica of the VOC Amsterdam, a Dutch East India Company ship from the 18th century, takes you back to the time when the Netherlands was a maritime superpower. The original ship was lost during its maiden voyage in 1749, but today, you can step aboard this replica and explore its decks. It's docked right outside the National Maritime Museum, and let me tell you, walking around the ship feels like you've been cast in Pirates of the Caribbean. And they even have interactive exhibits for kids and, let's be honest, for adults too. The city was founded in the late 12th century as a small fishing village along the Amstel River. And you guessed it, the name Amsterdam comes from a dam built on the Amstel. But by the 17th century, it had transformed into one of the wealthiest cities in the world, thanks to trade, the Dutch East India Company, and its strategic location. Amsterdam is located in the Netherlands, in the heart of Europe. So, getting here is super easy. The airport is one of the busiest and most well-connected airports in the world, and from there, it's just a 20-minute train ride to Amsterdam Central Station. And if you're already in Europe, you can also take a train or even a bus. To experience Amsterdam properly, I'd recommend at least 3 to 4 days. Well, you can cover the highlights in a weekend, but this city deserves more time. Between the museums, canal tours, local neighborhoods like Jordaan, and day trips to places like Zandvoort or Keukenhof, during tulip season, there's so much to see and do. Talking about tulips, click on the pop-up on the top right corner of your screen if you want to watch a video about the most amazing tulip garden in the world. Getting around Amsterdam is half the fun. And walking and cycling are the most popular ways to explore as the city is compact and pedestrian-friendly, with dedicated bike lanes almost everywhere. If you're new to cycling, don't worry. Just keep to the right, and always check for locals zooming past. There's also a great public transport system, including trams, buses, and metro lines, all of which are affordable and easy to use. And, of course, there's the canal network, which makes boat tours a unique and scenic way to get around. Amsterdam has a population of just over 900,000 people, making it a lively, yet manageable city. And yes, it's safe, very safe, actually. Still, petty theft, like pickpocketing, can happen in crowded areas, so keep an eye on your belongings, but violent crime is extremely rare. If you've ever marveled at the works of Claude Monet, you'll want to visit the spot that inspired one of his masterpieces. It's a view from the Zaandam area, right here from where we are standing. Monet visited in 1871 and painted this idyllic scene of windmills and waterways, capturing the beauty of the Dutch landscape in his signature Impressionist style. If you know this spot, do drop us a comment about it. Now, my personal favorite. The dancing houses. Do you want to know why? Well, if you do, drop me a comment and I'll tell you more about them. Is Amsterdam expensive then? Well, yes and no. It's not as pricey as London or Paris, but it's also not a budget destination. Museum tickets, canal cruises, and dining out can add up, but there are ways to save. Many museums offer discounts with the Amsterdam City Card, which also includes free public transport. And for food, look for local snacks like stroopwafels or fries with mayo, and they are delicious and budget-friendly. Back on dry land, we're at Rokin again, and from here, it's all on foot. And don't worry, because it's the best way to soak in Amsterdam's charm. We have to talk about the million bicycles in this city. Seriously, they're everywhere. And I read that there are more bikes than people in Amsterdam, and walking here is a bit like navigating an obstacle course. Quick tip: always stay out of the bike lanes unless you enjoy getting death stares from locals. While we're on the topic of unique sights, take a moment to admire the houseboats along the canals. And did you know some of these floating homes are the most expensive real estate in the city? We sailed past a few earlier in this video, and owning a houseboat in Amsterdam is like owning a mansion, except that it floats. Of course, my dream of owning one was crushed the moment I saw the price. So for now, we'll just enjoy the view and keep walking. From Rokin, the walk to the Rijksmuseum takes about 20 minutes, but trust me, you'll want to take your time. Okay, since we have some time, let me tell you about the dancing houses. Back in the day, property taxes were based on a home's width, so the locals got creative, building houses that are tall and skinny. Genius, but also a bit quirky when you see them all tilted and leaning like they've had one too many beers at the Heineken brewery. As you get closer to the Rijksmuseum, you'll notice the city's vibe starts to change. And speaking of capturing the moment, Amsterdam knows how to deliver those picture-perfect scenes. So, take a moment to stop at the flower pots dotting the walkways. And here we are, the legendary Rijksmuseum. This masterpiece of a museum houses some of the world's most famous art, including Rembrandt's The Night Watch and Vermeer's The Milkmaid. One of my favorite spots is the passageway beneath the museum. As you step into this arched tunnel, it feels like you're entering a portal to the past. Emerging from the passage, you step into the vast, open expanse of Musuemplein, and wow, it's breathtaking. This green space is framed by some of Amsterdam's greatest treasures. The Rijksmuseum on one side, the Van Gogh Museum on the other, and the Concertgebouw at the far end. Let us take a walk around. Let me add some music for the mood. It's the kind of place where locals come to picnic, kids chase bubbles, and travelers like us stand in awe. Fun fact, this square wasn't always this picturesque. And back in the day, it was used as a water reservoir. Just steps away from the Rijksmuseum is the world-famous Van Gogh Museum. And, if you're even remotely into art, then, this place is a must. Oh, and if you're lucky, you might catch one of the temporary art installations. Last time we were here, there were these massive, colorful photo exhibits scattered around, adding a modern twist to this historical space. We've got another gem on the horizon, the Concertgebouw. And this is one of the world's most famous concert halls, known for its perfect acoustics. Fun fact: over 700 concerts are held here every year, so there's a good chance you can catch something magical during your visit. We continued on a relaxing stroll toward Amsterdam's green heart, VondelPark. This place is everything you'd imagine a European park to be. Think wide open spaces for picnicking, twisting paths lined with trees, and ponds reflecting the sky like something out of a painting. Cyclists and joggers zoom past, couples stroll hand in hand, and every now and then, you hear the strum of a guitar or a violin from a street performer. The park has many spots where you can stop for this perfect Instagram photo. And there are even restaurants for you to take a break, enjoy a refreshing beverage, or just chill and soak in the ambience of this amazing park. As we made our way through, we exited via the Vondel Church Gate. Now, how's this for a dramatic farewell? A towering Neo-Gothic church that feels like something straight out of a fairy tale. And from here, it was time to dive back into Amsterdam's urban charm. Walking toward the Anne Frank House, we passed some of the most picturesque streets in the city. Narrow canals lined with bikes and houseboats, small arched bridges, and quirky little cafes that made us pause and think, should we stop for a quick coffee? As we got closer to the Anne Frank House, the vibe changed. The streets grew quieter, as if the city itself was preparing us for the history we were about to step into. If you've ever read Anne's diary, you know how powerful her words are. And visiting this house adds a whole new dimension to her story. So, for those of you who've been here, how did it make you feel? Leaving the Anne Frank House, we took a quiet, reflective walk toward the Royal Palace, one of Amsterdam's most striking landmarks. Along the way, we also stopped for a quick Argentinian dinner. This 17th century palace, once the town hall, now sits proudly as a symbol of Dutch history and royalty. The open space in front, Dom Square, is the perfect spot to pause and soak it all in. We spent a moment here, just people watching and enjoying the energy of the square. And if you're lucky, you might catch a live performance or stumble upon a pop-up art exhibit. It was already late in the evening, and soon it would get dark. So from here, it was time to head into Amsterdam's most notorious quarter, the red light district. The red light district is possibly the most talked about part of Amsterdam. And whether you're here out of curiosity or to soak in the nightlife, there's no denying its energy. But before you imagine a chaotic, seedy vibe, let me stop you. This area is a curious mix of Amsterdam's old-world charm and modern-day openness. The walk there is an experience in itself. And as we crossed one of the canals, the city felt alive, and every bridge, every street corner, a photo waiting to happen. And hey, while it's fine to look, remember the rules. No photography of the windows. And trust me, you don't want to be that tourist. This day has been a journey through Amsterdam's many personalities. And from its artistic soul to its historical depth, Amsterdam is a city that invites you to be curious. Whether you're here for the first time, returning for another visit, or simply watching from home, this is a place that surprises you at every turn. For those planning a trip, my advice? Don't rush it. And give yourself at least 3 to 4 days to explore, and let the city reveal itself to you. Before we sign off, let us know in the comments, what part of Amsterdam are you most excited to explore? If you loved this walk through Amsterdam, hit that like button, share it with your travel buddies, and don't forget to subscribe for more adventures. And hey, don't forget to check out our video about the coastal beauty of Amalfi Towns.